What is going on, everybody? Back at it again with another one, Red Hood and my thoughts. So, if you don't know, let's go. What is going on, everybody? Back at it with another one, your boy Conehead. And we're gonna go over Red Hood. I read this probably about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. I'm in the middle of Injustice 1. No, sorry, Injustice Volume 2. Finished Injustice 1. So, in order to give my thoughts about those, let's get this one out of the way first. Is it as exciting as Injustice? No. It is good. If you haven't read it, I know it's a little bit older. If you haven't read it, definitely worth it. Definitely worth the grab. Especially, it's not even that bad of a price. Regular price is $99.99, so you can probably get it for like $50 or so. I don't know, cheap graphic novels or in-stock trades or organic price books still got it, but I'm pretty sure Amazon still does. So if you can't find it off those, Amazon is probably your best bet right now because it is a little bit older. I don't think it's sold out just because I don't think that many people are that big on this one, but is it worth it? So, Red Hood and the Outlaws. The New 52 Omnibus Volume 1. Volume 1, so there should be another one coming out, right? For those who keep up on the comics would probably already know. I don't read, I don't go out and buy the comics, so, I do go out and buy comics, but, I mainly wait for these omnibus to come out now that I got back into this game, and just read the omnibus so I can get the full story versus waiting every week. But that means I'm just getting stuff old. I'm reading it older, so they've got nothing but each other. So this is, of course, Jason Todd, Red Hood, and then you got Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, and you got Tamaran, Princess Korad, or aka Starfire. I probably said her name wrong. I just call her Starfire. She's from Tamaran, though. Against the law and against the world. So, the three, Arsenal, Red Hood, and Starfire. Is this a good book to jump into if you don't know the characters? Absolutely. Tell you the truth, I didn't really know too much about Arsenal, and I didn't really know too much about Starfire. Now I know a lot. If you're gonna get this book is basically what it says, Red Hood and the Outlaws. It's not a story just about Red Hood. It is about the three of them, Starfire and Arsenal. So you're gonna get narration about all three of them. You're gonna get origins about all three of them. Starfire's origin is really good. Of course, you should already know Red Hood's. If you don't worry about it. It's in here. Actually, probably one of the best parts about this book is not just the origin story about Red Hood. It's probably the Joker part, where Joker comes in and catches Red Hood, and so I'm giving a little bit. I'm trying not to do spoilers on this, although it's old, so most people already probably know about this book. The Joker part. The cool thing about the origin with Red Hood is Red Hood tells his story, and then they give a chance for Joker to tell it in his point of view. And also the whole kind of part of this book is Joker saying he basically made Red Hood. He's the one that, did what he did to Red Hood's parents. And turns Jason Todd into Red Hood, pushes him into with Batman and the League of Assassins and all that. And what is up with Azra Ghul? Is he like did I just say that wrong? No, I'm just forgetting his name. But he was in he was like the end character for Deathstroke too in the New 52. And he's like the end guy in this one too. So he's kind of the one pushing this whole game. But it starts off as these three meeting each other. Well, not meeting each other because technically Jason Todd and Harper are already friends, but they break him out of jail so he can become part of the team. But basically, Jason Todd or Red Hood is on a mission, and he does something and then goes underwater, and Starfire finds him. Starfire's hiding out. She finds him. Starfire is a freak in this book. She's a freak at the beginning. She sleeps with Nightwing. She sleeps with Jason Todd, and then she sleeps with AKA Arsenal, which those two become a little bit of fling in the whole book. So yeah, the guy who wrote this is this is definitely not for kids. The guy who wrote this has no problem with sexual stuff in this book. And I did notice that the author changes in this, or not the author, I'm sorry, the artist, because the drawings at the end of the book start to change. Like Starfire looks really good at the beginning of the book, and then all of a sudden she changes. So at the beginning of the book, let's see here. See, there's her at the beginning of the book, and then at the end of the book she looks a lot different. So I believe the artist changes. I don't know if it says on here or not, but I believe the artist does change. Scott Lobdell, James Tyron, 5th, Kenneth Roqueport, Julius Gopez, and Timothy Green, 2nd. The cover, I love the cover. And the other thing I would say about this is they did an awesome job on the cover with Red Hood's helmet. But when you get into the story, I don't like the helmet part. I mean, the drawing is good, but the helmet's kind of just like plain and dull. So here is the back too, and then the side. The other thing I don't like is that you kind of give this like badass illusion. I mean, not illusion, really. Badass cover and all this stuff, and then the hardcover is just kind of, it's like a Harley Quinn cover. Which I don't got a problem with it on Harley Quinn. It's Harley Quinn, but on this, it seems like you would have gave a little bit better of a cover, unless they're just trying to do this weird design for the new 52. I don't know. But so you get the story of Starfire, which is good. Basically, they're just on a hunt to figure out. Jason Todd's trying to figure out himself, really, and he's trying to catch the Joker. The other good thing about this book is that there is quite a few characters in it. Superman's in it. The funny part about that one is that Starfire, they take you to Starfire's planet. She's got to go do a little rescue mission with her sister. And she's like really badass in it. And then all of a sudden she comes back and she's like in her head, she's kick ass, right? Because she just fucked up everybody over there. And then Superman comes and he's trying to get information, and she's like, you don't want to fight me. And he's like, you don't want to play this game. And then she attacks him, and Superman like dusts it off, and then pretty much goes and fucks her up. So she realizes there that she's as powerful as she is, she's not more powerful than Superman. So you get that, you get the Arsenal's little backstory with Green Arrow, and then you get Red Hood's backstory, which, like I said, you should already know it. This one goes into a little bit more detail, where it takes you to where he was trained in the League of Assassins and all that stuff. And then you have you got Batman in it, and you have Jason Todd in it, you got Damian in it, and then you got the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans part is actually pretty cool. I like that part. That's where Joker catches. So these black pages right here in the middle of the book is basically the Joker story, which is probably the best part of this book, is this Joker story. where you have Joker catches um, Red Robin, and he catches Red Hood. So you have the Teen Titans trying to break out Red Robin, and then you have Arsenal and Starfire trying to break out Red Hood. So they have to team up to get them out of Joker's little lair he's got. But he does do like a Silence of the Lamb type deal here, or a Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the whole face cutting off, which is a pretty crazy looking Joker in this with his face like that. So great artwork by artist who did this Joker in this book. And then he does where he catches, because it's kind of a death of the family thing in here. Yeah, death of the family conclusion, which is really great. So I'm guessing this is death of the family. So like I said, I'm fairly new to it. I'm just giving you my thoughts. But I know there's the death of the family book, so I don't know if there's that pulled out of this and put into this, and this is just a tie-in for this story, which it might be. Let's see back here. What does it collect? The omnibus includes Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 0227, Teen Titans, number 16, so there's your tie-in for that one. Batman, number 17, and Red Hood and the Outlaws, annual number 1, including the blockbuster Death of the Family crossover. So, but yeah, Death of the Family. This is probably the best part of the story. Where he actually catches Alfred, he catches Batgirl, Batman, Damian, Red Hood. I don't think he catches Nightwing. I could be wrong. Because you got Red Robin. So right here he's got all of them tied up with their faces all wrapped up. He's got all their faces on ice. And he's got, like I said, he's got Nightwing, Damian, Red Hood, the Red Robin. He's got Batman, Alfred. He's got them all tied up. So, but like I said, I'm not going to do a spoiler. I think when I did Deathstroke 52, I did a lot of spoilers on it. So I'm not going to do a spoiler on this. Is it the best read? No, probably not. It kind of loses your interest in some parts. Well, it lost my interest in some parts. But is it a book worth reading? I would say yeah, especially if you don't know the characters. I mean, obviously you should, or I don't know, maybe you're just getting into this and you don't. If you want to learn Red Hood's story, if you want to learn Arsenal's story, if you want to learn about Starfire, basically, yeah, Starfire and Arsenal. If you don't know them, you're going to learn a lot about them in this, where they came from, all their origin. So this is a really good book to jump into if you're new into this DC game. Plus the artwork is really good on this. It's really good artwork. So, like I said, they go to her planet. On her planet is probably another really good part of the story. That definitely pulls you in on that part of the story. But there's the cover. So this one is Death of the Family, Family Matters. That's the cover for that one. So, a few other characters you got in, like I said, Ra's al Ghul's in this. Then you got Talia al Ghul, which Talia al Ghul is the one that brought Red Hood to the All Castle, which is where he was trained by little old lady. What's her name? Now I forgot her name. Duca, I think it is. Duca or something. Yeah, Dunka, whatever the hell her name is. Anyway, he was trained by her. Because when he died, they brought him back to life using the pit, like everything else in DC use that pit of that green pit. I forget what it's called. Where Ra's al Ghul uses um, to bring him back to life. So he comes back to life. She trains him. Then you get the origin stories of him, Starfire, and Red Hood. And then you basically, you get a lot of different villains through this, like you should. I mean, every story's going to have a different villain in it. Essence plays a big part in the story, too, obviously, because she's with Dunka, whatever the heck her name is. I'm forgetting her name now. And then you get the Untitled versus the League of Assassins. Like I said, I'm not going to do spoilers in this. I'm just trying to give it like an overall of what it is. So it's basically that storyline of him trying to figure out who he is, basically. Him trying to be a better person because all he wants to do is kill the Joker, right? And he's killed people along those lines of redemption. Not redemption, because he's basically, once he's trained, then he just like becomes that badass assassin. And then he gets, his little gang with Starfire and Arsenal. Like I said, Starfire is really good drawing in this. Then you get to the end, like I said, where you're gonna get the basic of, what this story concluded to with all the villains that you went through to get to the end, which is basically Ra's al Ghul. Because Ra's al Ghul seems to be, like I was saying earlier, seems to be always that guy. At least because I read the Deathstroke, and he's that end guy. But it's always like, not to spoil the end, but it seems like he's always like, because he's been around for so many centuries, he's always this big bad guy, and then all of a sudden it just comes down to like a weak moment, and he's like, walks away. It's always him walking away. He don't die. It's just Ra's al Ghul just walks away. Like, okay, end of story. Whatever. So my overall thoughts: is it a book worth picking up? I would say definitely. If you don't know who Arsenal is, or you don't know who Starfire is, if you want to learn more about them, or you just want to their origin stories, to learn more about them. Even though this is it's still the basic story is built around Red Hood, and then those two are just built in, and then you got the Essence story. You got the little Teen Titan moment, which was really good. You got the Nightwing moment, Damian moment. So it puts a lot of story around him going through what he's going through, and trying to get to that end part to become a better person. Because it seems like he don't want to be that bad guy, even though he's did that. That's why he still got all those other villains that he's got to fight against, or Starfire's got to fight against in her world, which, like I said, was a great story. When they went to her world, that was a great part of the story. The death of the family was a great part of the story. Great artwork. So I guess if you're a Jason Todd fan, definitely worth the grab. If you just want to learn more about them, definitely worth the grab. If you just want to read it but you don't know if it's good, I say it's definitely worth the read. Especially if there's volume 2 coming out. Definitely want to read this one before the volume 2 comes out. But yeah, it's a really good book. Is it at the top? I don't know, because I got a lot to read, so I can't put it in a order of, is it better than this, better than this, better than this? I don't know. I still got a lot to read. As far as would it compete with Injustice, well, that's kind of the fact that Injustice was based off the video game, and it's its own universe, that multiverse type deal where Superman's a bad guy. I don't know if you can compare that one with this one, but that is just a flat out great story. Whoever did that video game storyline and then turned it into a book or comic, That's amazing. It's a great ass story. Do I put that with this one with great stories? No, but it's still a good story. I would still recommend reading it, especially if you want to learn more about their backgrounds and get more into the League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul and why she brought Red Hood, why she saved him, and how they kind of twisted the Joker story in here to make it look like Joker was the one who made Red Hood, made Jason Todd since he was a kid, and Bruce Wayne, Joker kind of pushed Bruce Wayne to do it. And then like I said, you learn that Arsenal story. Arsenal story and Green Arrow is Green Arrow's got a good part in this. What he plays with his attitude and everything. The Arsenal story is alright, and then you got him with him and Doctor Strange, where he's kind of doing therapy with him. Kind of weird that Doctor Strange would be the one giving him. I mean, I get it because he's a doctor, but he's not that great doctor to be doing therapy with him. But whatever. Then you got Mr. Freeze in here too. Short story with Mr. Freeze, really short story with Mr. Freeze. So that wasn't nothing big. But I would definitely say it is worth the grab to watch these three, watch and read their origins, watch them come together, watch them fall apart, watch them try to figure out how to connect back to each other, because they all do separate in this. It all concludes into them coming back together and becoming that Red Hood gang again. So overall, I'd say definitely worth the read. If it kind of loses your interest, just keep pushing it through, because there is a lot of good parts in this book. So there is some parts that might lose your interest, and you're like, just keep pushing through it, because there is a lot of good parts in this. And sometimes you got to read that kind of boring stuff to get to the good stuff. So definitely worth the read. Definitely worth the pickup, especially at the price. Like I said, $99 cover price, and so you can probably get it for like $50 off Amazon or one of the three main comic places: Insect Trades, Cheap Graphic Novels, Organic Price Books. Check on those. If they don't have it, definitely check Amazon. You get it the next day off Amazon anyway. So I know it's a little bit older, so if you don't know, now you know. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.